Hello, my name is Eric Roeder. I work in business development for Codelation. We're a team of website developers, software engineers, and just overall super nerds. We develop apps and websites in the obvious technology hub that is Fargo, North Dakota. That summary of my life sounds dreadful to most of the world, but I absolutely love my community and I love my job. Every week I meet incredible people who are absolutely inspiring. They have new business ideas or are spearheading giant projects to make our community better, or just are smarter than me and have great professional knowledge to share. I thought it would be relatively selfish to keep all of this information to myself, so I decided to start a little talk show. Welcome to my office.
My guest this week is Kaitlyn Stecher. I've known her for a few years now, and we met at a networking event. Since then, we've become pretty good friends, and we also network really well together, and we're going to chat a little bit about it this week. All right. Hello, Internet. I'm excited to be here with my good friend this week, Kaitlyn Stecher. And honestly, I've wanted to have you on the show since we started, but we talk so much about basically everything. And there's like a weird footage of us. I jokingly, when we were prepping, I said we could talk about the French Revolution. You'd have topic, and you went on for a solid minute. So like, narrowing down the topic has been a struggle. But I know we can talk about everything. We settled on networking.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Kaitlyn?
Yes. So my name is Kaitlyn Stecher. I work at Arvig. I'm a corporate communications professional there. I've been there for about a year and a half, and it's been a fun adventure.
Oh, yeah.
I was in philanthropy for more than a decade before. Wow. That's where I think that's where we first met.
We'll get into that soon.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's been a fun switch. I work in, public relations and internal communication, and we have so many locations that it's kind of a fun, it's
you
just
get a
fun work
pretty
to do.
good variety of work from your big footprint. And
yes.
So we've settled on networking. Mm-hmm. Do you remember how we met?
I know that we saw each other several times in a very short time period.
Right.
Through intentional networking events for the most part. And then I started running into you all over the place.
Yeah. And so I'm pretty sure it was at a Young Professional Networks meeting is where I kind of got introduced to you. I'm like, oh, I like that Kaitlyn. I like her brain. And I left that meeting feeling like that. And then I sat next to you like the next day.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things when I started networking with my job, I would go to things alone, and I'm like, oh, I got to find someone that I don't hate. And I'm like, oh, this is not going to be dreadful. I'm going to
sit right here.
I'm going to sit right next to you because I like you. And then we'll maybe meet somebody. And so that was kind of like a big aha moment for me when I was starting in my career with networking is go to events with someone you like or find someone you like that networks and go to stuff with them. Do you have any networking advice that you have for people?
I think I've tried being really intentional about it. I've done some of the cliche tips, but what I think my aha moment that landed me into building a much better network is that it's quality, not quantity. When I go to stuff, I want to make sure that I'm authentically connecting with someone because then you actually remember them.
And you want to do business with them.
Well, right. And if you don't remember somebody or remember what they said, but they remember you, that's even worse.
Right.
And one of the worst parts is when you're talking to somebody and they're scanning the room for someone else to talk about, and they're scanning the room.
Oh, we've been there.
And it's like, okay, I'll just exit this conversation.
Be mildly present. Please,
authentically.
Yeah.
And then if you aren't interested, you can exit the conversation. If someone does catch your eye, say, oh, it's been very nice to talk with you. I want to go say hi to my good friend over there.
Right. Or just run away.
Or that. That's not my usual style. That's not my usual exit strategy.
And so, and I like that a lot. And I remember I had this epiphany and I started trying to make genuine connections. And then I ran into my first networking pitfall, which was I'd go to an event, find somebody that I like, and then I would just go eat nachos with them in the corner and not talk to anybody new. And so I made a nacho rule with this is you have to try to meet two people that you didn't know before you can have nachos at an event. Do you have any advice or any mistakes that people or things people can avoid when networking?
I do think that trying to sell things right away too early on in the conversation really turns
Mhm.
people off. This community is great for networking because it's small enough. I've said this for years, kind
Right.
of my tagline. It's small enough where you get to see people all the time and large enough that you get to meet new people all the time.
Yeah.
And if you ruin that first impression by trying to force your own objectives down someone else's throat, you turn people off right away. And so I think that's one of the biggest things. Don't try to oversell yourself. Try to authentically get to know that person because then you're going to find that mutually beneficial relationship. And if there isn't one, then it wouldn't be worth kind of pursuing anyway, unless there's friendship or something else
I only
involved.
want to work with people that I like. And
Mhm.
you can't just, here's my card. Do you want a website? Person who works at a communication company that's kind of our competitor. Like, that would be dreadful. And then I wouldn't know you. And it would just be absolute trouble. And so, yeah, when we've gone to, like, since we met at 2 things in the same week, like, we've been going to stuff and we've been, like, wildly effective.
Mhm.
I remember we went to Business After Hours one time and we met every booth. Like, I can't do that with normal people. So, like, networking with you has been wildly effective for me. And I made a business chart kind of going over how effective networking goes. And so, like, there's riding solo, which is, yeah, and, like, with a friend, you kind of meet, you kind of do your job. And then with you, it's like trade show dominance.
Oh, that makes me feel so happy.
And it is, because I remember we'll sit down and I'll get into my little pitfall of talking to you about anything. And then let's go meet some people. And then we met everybody. So I really recommend finding a Kaitlyn or someone that you can connect with that also wants and has a professional need to go meet people, and you'll be way more effective. You can't come down to my nerd lair without getting like a Harry Potter question. I know that we're both Harry Potter fans. If the Sorting Hat was back here, we put it on your head today, what house would you be in?
I've struggled with this question for so many years because I think I've wanted to be a Gryffindor, because Harry, Ron, and Hermione, you want that. But I'm not. And every HuffPost, quiz I've taken puts me as a mix. So I think I can be different.
Okay.
I could be in them at different times. But I think, honestly, I'm a Ravenclaw. I think that's where my soul lies.
Yeah, no, and if I would have had to guess before this, and see, I'm on that Gryffindor, Hufflepuff edge, and it's a Grifflepuff. And so I thought you were going to be a Ravenclaw or Slytherin or a Raverlin. That was the word that I made up. But it depends on what situation you're in.
Yeah.
But you're ambitious and you read everything. And like I said, there's different things that are you. And that's a fun question. And so,
well, I think for a long time I was very resistant to Slytherin characteristics, only because they have a bad reputation and the bad guys in the book are
right.
But I've come to appreciate the positive qualities.
You're pretty ambitious, Kaitlyn. that's the reason that
thank you.
The Sorting Hat of Eric would put you in that house. So we haven't really dug into your profession at all, but I have to ask this every week, and it's important. Kaitlyn, is there anything we can do to help you in your role at Arvig?
Well, yes, and I'm not sure, your viewership where it overlines with being an Arvig customer. In the Fargo-Moorhead area, we do have professional services, whether that's security and wiring and Arvig media, lots of things to offer.
Yes.
But if you live in Lakes Country, if you are an Arvig customer at your home, one thing I would ask everybody to do is to go online to arvig.net and sign up for the school partnership program if you haven't already.
What is this?
It's one of my favorite things that we do.
Okay.
So we support education in a lot of different ways.
Sure.
We have a really generous scholarship program, all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
But the school partnership program has raised, or we've donated nearly $900,000 since 2010
wow.
to schools in our service area. And how it works is customers go online and they say, donate to this school. This is the school I care about.
Mm-hmm.
And so for every customer, we'll donate $1 per month that they're, being billed.
Right.
It's no extra cost to the customer, but we get to hear where our customers want us to be donating.
Oh.
And so they have influence over those school hours. And we encourage schools to use it for technology needs too. But it's just growing. And I would say if you are an Arvig customer, go online and sign up. Make sure that you've picked your school.
I love that. And so yeah, let's help Arvig help children.
Yes.
Easy enough. And so is there anything else that you wanted to chat about?
Well, this conversation has got me thinking about what type of networker we think each Hogwarts house would be.
Yes.
Yes.
We briefly chatted about this when you got here. Do you want to start with your...
Yeah. So my prediction, let me make sure.
We can find the old notes.
I think a Slytherin is going to be somebody that goes in with a goal.
Yep.
I'm going to, meet this many people. I'm going to reconnect with this person, maximize the time, give out as many cards and get as many cards as possible.
Yes.
I think that a Gryffindor is going to be someone who's introducing. If I go with you, you're going to be like,
this
hey,
is why
have you met
everyone
so-and-so?
should know Kaitlyn.
And I think that comes from that confidence part too.
I just think it's because we're kooky and brave and or confident.
And I was talking with someone about Ravenclaw because, of course,
Mhm.
I was hard placing myself.
Yeah.
And I'm going to steal what they said. It's my friend and coworker Allison, that the Ravenclaw might not be the person introducing you, but they know who you should be talking to. And they can tell you who they should be talking to.
My thought is like the Ravenclaw is with a Gryffindor. And like I'll be like, oh, everyone should know Kaitlyn, and you'll be like, should everybody know me? Like,
but really
calculated about who should actually know everybody.
But I think that they would know. The other Ravenclaws I know are really in tune with what's going on in the business community too. Like they just have this.
They're aware of who they need to talk at that thing, and that it's not everyone like Gryffindor Eric would do.
Just all over the place.
Like, hey, everybody, we should know everybody.
Well, and I think that's perfect because your other Hufflepuff side, I feel like those networkers are the ones that feel like friendship. They don't feel like we're businessy. It feels like friendship when you run into them at an event.
I said, that is my cross section. It's like, I want to find some friends and make new friends.
And then see old friends.
I just love that. And so, this is well worth the wait. Thank you for taking some time out to swing over to the studio and be on. Yeah. Have a good weekend, everybody. Yeah. That's as much Harry Potter as I've ever talked about, so I'm excited.
I was like, I've been wondering why I'm on your show, but I have nothing to talk about.
Like, that wasn't the struggle. It's like, I could be like, Kaitlyn, let's talk about the French Revolution, and you're smart enough that we would both have opinions on the French Revolution, but that doesn't,
do you know what happened to her kids? Marie Antoinette's, all their children, their kids?
No.
Only one, lived.
And
they imprisoned small children.
This was a joke, and you're going really, that was like a test sample of why I struggled. Because I could say anything. Marie Antoinette, her children.
No, really though.
I know you know.
I don't know much about it, but I have had to look. I had to look it up after watching the movie.
Yeah.
Kirsten Dunst. I was like, what happened to those children?
You're delightful. All right, I think are we ready?
We're rolling when you're ready.
It's rolling?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good, you caught all of that.
Marie Antoinette.
Okay.